And we're live. Hey, folks. Let me see if I have some musica. I have my old music. One second, please. Yes, I have it. Hey, folks. What's up? This is Ruyi. And on cue, my daughter cries. This is Ruyi. I picked up the kids from school a tad early, so let me turn this mic down. It's just a tad too loud for me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. My name is Ruyi, and I created this space called Still Becoming Her. And this is my new page. I have reinvented myself over and over again on YouTube. I have been a content creator for 11 years, guys. And I was a little bit discouraged, especially on YouTube, like trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I would get to like a certain peak, and I worked really, really hard on my videos. I did research, I had faithful followers, and I would just delete pages and start over again. And in my mind, I told myself, like, hey, you'll never reach 1K. So just keep starting over and keep being this small YouTuber or whatever, because that's your level of comfort. But I know deep down inside that I have what it takes. It's a little bit more concentrated now to do YouTube and other social media platforms. People are starting to catch on. It's not just for fun anymore. People may have started it to become fun and went viral. Some people started and gone into it as another stream of income. But I want to do both. I want to make content and I want to have fun too. But mainly I want to build a community. And that's what Still Becoming Her is all about. It's for people like me that you might be stuck in between survival mode and healing, somewhere in between that. And then life looks funny and it looks janky and you're trying to figure it out. You might be changing to the point where you no longer recognize yourself and others don't recognize you. You know what I mean? So you're in this space where you're not who you used to be, and you're not who you're becoming either. But you're not who you're becoming yet either, so to say. And this page is not about perfection. It's about becoming. It's like when you're doing something important, then your kids want to do things and make noise. But I'm a mom, and that's just a part of the program. But we will aim for videos that are at a quiet time of day. So either nap time, bedtime, or when I'm doing content. So you can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Facebook at Still Becoming Her. And just let me know where you first saw me at, and let's go from there. And I hope you see my face around. Let's see. Okay, so my name is Ruyi. I'm a survivor. I'm a mom, and I am someone who's rebuilding her life in real time. I'm building a business. I'm building a nonprofit organization from the ground up, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm learning along the way. Ooh, that sounded horrible. Sorry, guys. A little dry back there. Gotta need some water. I have some nice cold water here too. Goodness. Okay. Yeah, that sounded so bad. I used to do mukbangs years ago. So if anybody remembers me, I used to eat a lot of cucumbers and shrimp on my live streams. And I am, yeah, like I said, I'm a mom, I'm a survivor, I'm somebody that's rebuilding her life in real time. If you are reclaiming your life, meaning you're seizing control of your life and you are reframing your life to say, hey, XYZ may have happened, but this is my life. And you're taking anchor of your life. If you're rediscovering yourself, if you're rebuilding yourself, if you're empowering yourself, this is the place for you. If you are a woman like me, if you are a mother who is disabled or not disabled, or you're a mother that's taking care of a disabled child or children, you're a single mom, you may be a divorced mom, this is the place for you to be. And there's a lot of people that have gone through things, and there's a lot of content creators out here. So I feel like my community is going to find me regardless. So if you come across my video, it's not a mistake. I'm a good person. Sometimes, not sometimes, I'm a good person, but I have good intentions, so to say. So this page is about healing, not the aesthetic of healing. There's a lot of trends going on right now. Things that were my way of life are now like trends, and people are like, "Oh wow, you do this, you do that." I'm like, "Yeah, this has been my life." So growth after survival. I'm also a DV survivor. And that phase is not pretty, like trying to rebuild yourself up from that. I is like, but anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about motherhood here on this channel. We're going to talk about rebuilding, learning how to choose better. Yeah, that's a big one. And identifying patterns and how you make your choices, whether it's in dating, love, self-love, and life and in general. And what makes me different is that I'm not going to come here and act like I have it all together, because I do not. And I am figuring it out with you. I am going through it with you. I am journeying with you. So when you see me here, I am giving you the raw. This is the raw right here. You know how Common got that song, So Sweet? So this is the raw right here. And, I'm not going to act like I have it all together. So I'm just going to ask some questions to my audience whenever you do see this video. Where are you right now? Are you in survival mode, or are you in healing mode? What are you trying to rebuild in your life? Do you feel like you've outgrown your old life, maybe friends, family? When you begin to outgrow things, you start to feel like this intense pressure, and then you just feel pressed, like you feel a lot of emotional pressure, and you're not really settled into your new situation yet. What does becoming her mean to you? So there's seasons where you feel stuck between different versions of yourself. When you're leaving toxic environments, like it's like, I can say, for example, like you may go to therapy, or you might have friends, and they'll say, "Hey, you need to leave so and so. You girl, you need to get away from so and so." And people will either disappear because they have their own crap going on in their life, or they may feel exhausted listening to your problems. They may feel overwhelmed because some people have the habit of trauma dumping when you're freshly out of a situation and you finally get a little bit of air, and it's like you've been in your situation. Hey, I went through this in my life, and my life was really bad, and blah, 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 blah. That's called trauma dumping. And then it happens at inappropriate times, or times where it kind of like shifts the mood a little bit. So you kind of learn as time goes on when to share, when not to share, when to withhold, when not to withhold, when you're safe, in a safe space to share. So, how difficult it is starting over with children, whether you have support or not. The fear of leveling up. So, you stay in this stagnant place because it's what's familiar to you. Leveling up. I know I don't know how to talk sometimes. Leveling up is sometimes very scary. Stepping out of your comfort zone is terrifying. And sometimes your way to freedom and your way to success and your way to that ladder to your dreams is sometimes you have to go through fear in order to achieve those things. You have to go through things that intimidate you to grow. And, we'll learn how to have boundaries, and we'll learn, more about how to parent better, after leaving a toxic or traumatic environment. So survival mode kept me safe, but it almost destroyed me. You know what I mean? It almost put me to sleep, the real me to sleep. Survival mode almost made me go to sleep. So we'll talk about some things, so I'm on this journey. You can follow me. We can become her together. This is a safe space to grow. And I just want you guys to know that this is a very, very safe space. So, and I'm very protective of people that I care about. But thank you for watching. I will be back with part 2 of, we're going to talk about survival mode and what that looks like. Bye, guys.